Do you feel like you've been trying everything to understand women but still falling short? What if I told you there's a secret? Formula 9 hidden weaknesses. Every woman has, and by mastering them, you could impress any woman in just 10 minutes? Sounds impossible? Stay with me. But here's the deal. If you skip even a second of this video, you'll miss the one game-changing insight that could transform your love life forever. Are you willing to take that risk? Now I have a request. After watching, I need you to share your thoughts in the comments. Which weakness blew your mind the most? Your comment isn't just for me. It could help others unlock their potential too. And before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and like the video right now. Let's be real, if you don't, you might just keep struggling to connect with women while others unlock their secrets. Don't let that happen to you. 1. Need for validation. Perhaps it was a good morning text, a surprise present, or maybe just a polite comment. Have you ever been in love and found yourself acting to make that particular someone happy? Consider now, what motivated you to accomplish those things? Was it the pleasure of watching them delighted, or did their happiness justify you? Deep down, she needs outside validation, a clue that others see her the way she wants to be seen. Though not exactly in the way you might imagine, women too want for approval. Consider a lady you know uploading a picture on social media. In that instant, she is brilliant, assured, and compelling. She continues checking her phone, hoping for likes and comments instead of bathing in her confidence. Yet for what purpose? Let me now relate this to your own life. Remember the last time someone you loved made you feel inadequate? Perhaps you made extra effort to wow them, but their reaction did not live up to your expectations. That sinking sensation is what I experience. Women go daily with the same desire for approval. As a man, your job is to be real, not to bury her with flattery or meet flimsy demands. Stoicism helps us to concentrate on what really and meaning-wise important. Rather than respond, "You look good," pay attention to the work she put into her clothes and add, "The way you've styled that dress demonstrates your inventiveness. You look very good." This kind of appreciation of who she really is beyond mere validation. That is a turnaround, however. Have you ever thought about if her need for approval could perhaps mirror yours? There are two ways of relationships. Understanding her frailty enables you to connect not just to her but also to your own emotions. Thus, take advantage of her next need for validation as an opportunity to strengthen your connection rather than satisfy her. 2. Fear of rejection. Think back to the first time you shared with someone you loved your feelings, the pounding heartbeat, the palms covered in perspiration, and the paralyzing no fear. If you have personally gone through it, you already understand the reason a woman worries about rejection. Many women feel that social expectations aggravate their anxiety. She is urged to be confident but not too strong, to express her feelings without coming across as desperate. Usually on this tightrope walk, she freezes with doubt. Imagine a woman you know attempting to tell you how much she loves you, but her fear keeps her back off. She stops because the possibility of rejection looks like a verdict on her worth. Think now about your own love story. Has there ever been a time when you were unsure about starting? Maybe you waited for the perfect moment only to discover later she was waiting for you too. That common concern presents a unique opportunity to be her refuge. Stoicism helps us to remain constant, unresponsive to outer circumstances. Use it right here. When you show her that rejection is not the end of the planet, you help her to grow. Starting small is a great way. Encourage her to share her ideas, even those she is reluctant to voice. React instead of judgment with empathy and compassion. She loses control over power rejection has over her the more accepted she feels. Remember, your constancy in the face of her fragility will transform your relationship. Be the one who listens sincerely instead of only hearing her words. 3. Overthinking. Have you ever went back over a conversation you had with someone you love, analyzing every word and questioned whether you said the right thing? Imagine now behaving in that way with each touch, each gesture, each decision. Many women find their reality to be overanalyzing everything. Many times, overanalysis results from empathy. If she neglected to give the relationship or you any consideration, she wouldn't spend hours analyzing what you said or what it meant. Here's where it gets tricky. Though overanalyzing might cause problems never seen in the first place. Imagine you messaging her, "I'm busy, talk later." For you, this is a basic message. She finds it to be a puzzle. Her mind has then spun a simple, paragraph into a full-fledged story before you know it. Is he furious with me? Was there anything I did wrong? What if he is becoming less interested? Let's switch the script now. Have you ever attentively watched her behavior? Maybe she delayed answering and you started to question her feelings. Everyone suffers overthinking. Recognizing this will enable you to connect to each other better. How then may you enable her to relax her overanalyzing? Stoicism allows us to focus on our controllable elements. In your contact, be straightforward, consistent, and soothing. When she asks, "Are you okay? Has I bothered you?" Instead, then ignoring her fears with "I'm fine," stop to give them some thought. A simple, "I'm really just tired. Everything is good between us" might have fantastic effects. Still, keep on not stopping there. She should see that overanalyzing is not necessary. Share stories from your own life, times when your judgment was impaired, or when you carried unwarranted anxiety. You show her not just by relating to her. Love, remember, is about knowing someone. It is not about attempting to fix their flaws. Once you see her overanalyzing as a sign of her care, you will stop seeing her as a problem and start seeing it as a possibility to connect. 4. Struggle with self-prioritization. Have you ever loved someone so totally that you put their needs ahead of your own? Maybe you called off plans to spend time with friends, or skipped meals, to surprise them with their preferred cuisine. Imagine now doing that every day until your own goals and preferences fade into background. Many women fight with self-prioritizing. It is their reality. Think about the woman you loved either recently or in the past. Though she had her own problems waiting, how often did she remark, "It's okay, I'll manage"? Perhaps she stayed late assisting you in getting ready for a significant day, although knowing she was overwhelmed. Usually motivated from a place of love and compassion, this need to put everyone else first shows, but gradually it wears one down. Now let us connect this back to your own story. Has trying to please everyone made you feel overburdened? I find it to be really taxing. Women also suffer this, often even more profoundly, as they are taught that being selfless is a virtue. This is where you really shine. Stoicism allows us to realize the importance of balance, of responding to others without compromising oneself. See her neglect of her needs, and gently tell the woman in your life that she deserves attention too. Maybe it's as simple as pushing her to travel or support her in following her dreams, even if they demand your own sacrifices. The twist is that by enabling her to prioritize herself as well, you are deepening your relationship. A woman who feels valued and supported makes a better partner, as she is not running on empty. The next time she responds, "Don't worry about me," look her in the eye and then say, "I want to worry about you because you matter." Knowing her pain will help you to help her reclaim her own strength, therefore surpassing simple company. And by doing this, your bond is becoming stronger. 5. Difficulty saying no. Let us now return to a period from your past. Do you remember a time the woman you loved agreed to something she did not want to do? She could have answered yes to a favor, even if it increased her stress. Always wonder why she did it. Many times unwilling to say no. Ladies worry about disappointing others. Society has taught them to be nice, to avoid conflict, and to put others first. Imagine the woman in your life already stretched thin, asking to assume more duty at work. She says yes, not because she wants, but rather because turning no anything looks like failing someone. Think back on yourself right now. Have you ever said yes when really you wanted to say no? Maybe a friend asked for a favor, and you agreed even though it would have inconvenienced you. Pain of the nature you went through. Though generally on a more grand scale, women go through this regularly. Here's how you may contribute. Stoicism teaches us to act in line with our principles instead than under influence from beyond. She should be urged to set boundaries, as saying no is not selfish. Rather, it is necessary for her well-being. The next time you sense she is overwhelmed, offer her this point of view. You don't have to please everyone. Those who really know you will be able to connect. The brilliance is that it's not just about teaching her to say no. It's also about showing her that her worth transcends her ability to serve others. When she learns this lesson, she will not only respect herself more, but also see you as someone who really appreciates her. 6. Trust issues. Has someone you know lately hurt you? Maybe it was a friend disappointing you or a boyfriend betraying your confidence. Usually for years, many women carry that anguish and that mistrust once again. Think about the woman you love. Has she ever questioned about your reasons or shown hesitation to disclose totally? Maybe she went back over your comments once more or found solace elsewhere. It's not because she doesn't care. It's because once shattered trust is tough to rebuild. Think now about your personal experiences. After sorrow, have you ever been slow to trust once more? Although this is a general feeling, for women it might be more challenging, as society often assigns them vulnerable positions. Here is where you may be valuable. Stoicism teaches us to set an example and to remain solid in our integrity. Her confidence depends much on consistency. Show her your trustworthiness from your actions. Say you will accomplish something and then behave as promised. When she shares her fears, give attentively, free from judgment. Still, halt, there is not enough. Help her to see that rather than perfection, effort determines trust. Tell your personal stories of trust, how you have been let down and how you have recovered confidence. Being vulnerable with her allows you to establish a suitable atmosphere where she could follow suit. Remember too that trust grows slowly. This voyage demands for tolerance and understanding. But your connection will be very immutable once you gain her trust. Thus be the one who really reflects trust instead of only words. 7. Dependence on emotional connection. Have you ever witnessed how the woman you love brightens when you embrace her close, during a tough occasion, or share a heartfelt story? For many women, the beating center of a relationship is emotional connection. It's about the tiny moments that allow her feel noticed, listened to and loved, not just about the big deeds. Think about your own particular love story. Do you remember when you first made her gasp wildly? Alternatively, you stayed present and listened intently while she opened up about something rather personal. Those were emotional times, not alone intellectual ones. For women, such partnerships define trust and love. Let us now change our frame of view. Have you ever felt distanced from someone you loved when the emotional bond seemed to break? In that sensation of emptiness and of misreading, women develop immense anxiety. She is not weak when she depends so much on emotional connection. She is saying, I have to feel that we are in this together. The truth is, however, emotional connection falls within your purview as much as hers. Stoicism advises us to think on how our behavior influences other people. How then may you strengthen that connection? Start with the little things. Look her in the eyes when she speaks. Remember the details she shares, and assist her to see her emotions matter. Your job here is to remember a day she was struggling, and instead of trying to fix things, you simply listened. How would it change the dynamic? Women want you to be emotionally present. They do not always want solutions. Taking care of that emotional link enhances your love instead of just making her happy. Therefore, pay attentive attention rather than merely listening to her the next time she shares her views or feelings. At such moments, you are writing a lifetime of loving tale, carrying social pressure. Let us enter a remembrance. Do you remember a time when the woman in your life stopped to wear something, seek a career, or just express an opinion because of what people might say? For many women, societal pressure is not a transient concept, but rather a weight they carry. Think about how frequently society demands women to be everything at once, successful yet modest, forceful but soft-spoken, confident but not too much. The woman you love may struggle with this every day. Maybe she questions if she is good enough because the society has taught her to turn to others for approval, rather than because she lacks self-confidence. Now let us relate this to your story. Have you ever held off acting out of fear over criticism? That fear, that uncertainty, a reflection of what she often faces. The secret is that you can lessen that weight, however. Stoicism enables us to focus on what we can affect and let outside noise go. Tell her to follow suit. Tell her that when she doubts herself due to societal expectations, her worth is not decided by others. Be her most fervent supporter in words as much as in acts. Celebrate her successes, no matter little, and remind her she is enough just as she is. When was the last time you told her she is amazing? Not for what she does, but for who she is. Though such words seem simple, to her they provide a barrier against the pressures she faces. You are not just a friend. You are also giving her safe refuge by helping her to transcend social mores. And by doing this, you are building a chapter in your love story where she could be most true herself. 9. Overload of responsibilities. Imagine her rising early, getting ready, running business, caring after her family, and yet finding time to follow up on you. At the end of the day, she is tired, but she brushes it off with a worn-out smile. Not far off, usually without complaint, Many women handle a heavy load of responsibilities. Think about the woman you live with. She gives up her own comfort level, depending on how often everything runs as it should. Maybe she skips meals, calls off events, or suffers sleeplessness to help things stay together. She could simplify things, but the truth is pretty demanding. Imagine now yourself in her position. Have you ever felt so thin you could not know how to carry on? She feels daily weariness and tension from her job. Though she may not always say it, she needs someone to share the load. Here is when Stoicism turns into your path plan. The idea stresses on our requirement of behaving with empathy and purpose. Look for ways to light her burden. Maybe it's as simple as doing the dishes, without calling her to stop or reminding her. Little acts of kindness enable her to see she does not have to carry all the weight. But more vital than helping her physically is being emotionally there. Listen to her as she vents about her day. Quietly sit next to her when she seems too tired to talk. Sometimes just your presence will be the most helpful tool you can provide. Last time you thanked her for everything she does, ask yourself. Though thanks seems little, to her it tells her that her efforts are valued. Seeing her struggles and providing help not only relieves her responsibilities, but also helps to strengthen your friendship. And by doing this, you are writing a love story in which she gets really appreciated, support and encouragement. Thus, every man should be aware of the top 9 defects each man should know to grip women. Still, let me add, these weaknesses are not flaws. These are opportunities to establish deeper connections by methods of empathy, tolerance, and patience. Should you appreciate these insights, remember to like this video, follow the channel, and share it to someone who may be interested. Remember, using these concepts may really change your love life. Still said, I appreciate you watching. Until next time.